I'm Ben Meyer.
And I'm Rob Wright.
And this week we wanted to talk about our favorite games that should be made into MMOs. There was some news this week. More rumors, actually. The first came from a investor conference, a Morgan Stanley conference, where the CEO of Activision Blizzard, Bob Kotick, basically insinuated that maybe a Call of Duty MMO would be on the horizon.
Yes.
And that got the interwebs ablazing. And then later on, GameSpot posted something where they noticed that the Rockstar North jobs board had posted some network programming jobs, which led them to believe maybe there was a Grand Theft Auto MMO coming.
I should apply.
You should apply if you knew how to be a network programmer.
Well, maybe. Yeah.
And, you know, Take-Two has said in the past that MMO from GTA wouldn't be that difficult.
Yeah.
So we thought, what would be our list? And first on our list, Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto, no brainer.
Shoot 'em up.
It would be a gangster's paradise, literally, quite literally.
Gangster's paradise.
I mean, you could be living out your New Jack City fantasy. It's perfect for an MMO. When you think about it, you got, you don't really have photorealistic intensive graphics. You got a third-person engine. You got a big environment. You got an economy. Drugs, money, hookers, gambling, weapons. Oh my God. I mean, this would really send Jack Thompson over the edge and just put him in the grave. Not that we want to see that, but, it's not like there's not a demand for something like this. There was that Vice City MMO mod, so my goodness, the potential for that is just enormous, and I really can't believe that it hasn't been made yet. Maybe it is being made. Maybe
fastest mature rating in history.
Yes.
And speaking of kind of franchise heavyweights, another one would be StarCraft. And they had the StarCraft Ghost, ill-fated way back when. But, StarCraft would make a great MMO if they got it right, if they got the gameplay right.
I mean, there's such a strong fan base and following of it. I mean, everybody knows StarCraft Ghost if you're a StarCraft fan. It was sort of their attempt to take the StarCraft universe and apply it to a third-person sort of action RPG, I guess, for an MMO. And it was canceled sort of pretty late in the development phase, and a lot of people wonder about maybe down the road Blizzard might pick it up again, and maybe that could be like the sort of the long-awaited sci-fi MMO that a lot of science fiction fans like myself are waiting for, because it really hasn't been. It's been mostly fantasy MMOs, throughout the gaming. So maybe there's a chance that StarCraft Ghost gets revitalized. But even if it doesn't, let's just consider for a moment, what if they took just the regular StarCraft gameplay, RTS, and applied it to an MMO? Now,
it's kind of tough, though, with all those armies coming together. It would seem like a big mess.
Yeah, it sounds intimidating. It sounds like it could be too complex with that many units and that many players converging on one space, and how would you even be able to tell what was going on? However, if you think about it, if there's one developer, if there's one company that could pull it off, it's Blizzard. I mean, it's the company that is, that has made World of Warcraft into what it is. It's the company that made StarCraft, the godfather of the RTS, so who knows? So.
And speaking of, games with big followings, big fan bases, another one on our list, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, an MMO where you could actually make a Jedi, fight as a Jedi. You got that rich history and characters.
Yes.
I mean, I think this would be a lot of fun.
I think something like that would make up for sort of Star Wars Galaxies, which, let's be honest, kind of failed. I mean, how can you not be a Jedi in a Star Wars MMO? It defies logic. But, BioWare is working on another title with LucasArts. They're working on a not-so-secret project. It's a Star Wars game. People are kind of wondering whether or not it's going to be a direct sequel to Knights of the Old Republic, perhaps Knights of the Old Republic 3, or whether it's going to be an MMO based on the Knights of the Old Republic universe. A lot of rumors swirling out there, but my goodness, I mean, if you took that Star Wars universe with so many planets, so many different races of aliens and different weapons, and just with the potential to be a Jedi and level up and use the Force in all different kinds of ways, that would be, I'd sign up day one. I mean, that would be the MMO to get me.
Yes, we would lose Rob.
Yes, you would.
As we know.
I would resign.
Another RPG that we thought would make a great MMO is the Fallout series. And what's interesting about that is Interplay, which made the original Fallout, sold the rights to Bethesda for Fallout 3.
Yes.
But retained the rights to make an MMO down the line should they want to.
Yes.
I don't know if they can, but I think that would make a great.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it looks like a long shot for Interplay because they are kind of broke. But it was, I guess, a pretty smart idea for them to hold on to the potential to do a Fallout MMO, because when you think about it, the first 2 Fallout games, you could easily take that that style of gameplay, again, not really photorealistic intensive graphics, and it's predicated on this big wide open environment, RPG, post-apocalyptic science fiction themed future, and apply that to an MMO and have all your friends play. Oh, that would be delicious.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point of the post-apocalyptic world is that you have to build stuff up, and I think that's what that makes those are the best aspects of the MMO.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we asked around the office, and to a man, and most everybody around Tom's here is our guys, they all wanted to see Warhammer 40K. They didn't want Warhammer Online.
Yeah.
They wanted some Warhammer 40K MMO.
Yeah, it was almost uncanny. Everybody we asked in the office, all the other editors and people in the lab just were like, yeah, 40K would be a great MMO, and I concur. So
yeah, I don't play, but
they
can't be wrong. 40,000 can't be wrong.
Check it out. So.
But here's the thing that made me think. We got a lot of RPGs on that list.
Yeah.
And but the big, our audience loves FPSs. Why can't we get an MMO FPS? Is it some kind of holy grail where it's just the gameplay doesn't mesh, or because that seems to me, if you could get it right, it's probably not going to be a Call of Duty title, but if you could get it right, that would be really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, if you could take sort of the fun and gun sort of experience of a multiplayer shooter and expand it to include not just 30 of your friends, but maybe 100 people that 200, 1,000. It sounds difficult because building an environment for first-person shooter might be a little bit difficult, and making sure the gameplay is kind of seamless and uninterrupted and a stable online experience, that could be tough for an online shooter too. And then there's also the fact that, when you think about it, online multiplayer games, you run in, you're dead within a minute. It's all based on respawning. But who knows? That could be something that could be really, really fun if somebody can come in and do it right, and potentially remake what we think of the FPS genre. So. I think there's a lot of potential. I just don't want any more fantasy MMOs.
No more fantasy.
I think there's too many fantasy MMOs. Am I wrong?
Yeah, let's do something different.
Let's do something different. No more fantasy MMOs.
Change the game.
Make it so.
That's all the time we have for this week. I'm Ben Meyer.
And I'm Rob Wright.
And we'll see you next time. Shoot 'em up. Make gangs. Sell weight. Build. Enterprise.
I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Oh my God.
I was trying to bring something different that time.
Oh my God.
You just said sell weight. Come on.